Good morning and welcome, my friends. I have a beautiful wreath for you today. In today's crafting adventure, we're going to be using the new Beehive wreath form that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. Now, I know this wreath form has been hard for you to find in stores, but I wanted to let you know DollarTree.com has it, and you can order a minimum of 3. And a lot of times they'll allow you to ship it to your local store for free. So if you really want to do this wreath and you can't find the wreath form in your local stores, make sure to check out DollarTree.com. You're also going to need some 10-inch decorative mesh. And this is 10 inches by 10 yards. You are going to need 2 rolls. Now, I always pick mine up whenever it's 40 or 50% off. They normally retail for about $9.99, and this one I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and this is their light colored jute colored mesh. Now, on your mesh here, you're going to want to cut it into strips at 15 inches. We're going to be doing my no fray folded ruffle method. I really do like this method, and I think it's perfectly suited for this wreath frame. Now, I have my mesh cut into 15-inch strips, and we're going to be doing my folded ruffle. Now, I love this method because you get very little to no fraying. So it's great to work with Deco mesh. I originally designed it to be worked with Dollar Tree Deco mesh because it frays so bad, but you can also use it on 10-inch mesh. So what you want to do is you want to take your cut ends and you want to overlap them by about 1 inch so you make a tube. You press it down, start at one end and you scrunch into the center, then grab the other end and scrunch down to the center. Pinch, and you'll need half a pipe cleaner. You wrap that around. You want to make sure that your ends are on the top because this is where all your cut ends. You want to make sure that's on the bottom. And then I always grab my bundle and pull it down so I can get a nice tight grip. Pinch right at the base and give a good twist. Then you can just open up your bundle. Now, if your bundle doesn't feel even from one side to the other, you can just kind of grab and pull. But I like these. I think they're very pretty. They look like a little butterfly or a flower. Now, on the back, if you get anything that sticks out that's wild like that, just trim it. Okay. I'll show you one more time. So you take your strip of Deco mesh that's cut at 15 inches and you overlap the 2 cut ends by about 1 inch till you make a tube. Press down. Start at one end, scrunch like you would on a standard ruffle. Start at the top and scrunch down to the center. That just helps you get it more even. And then wrap it around the bottom so that the pipe cleaner ends come up at the top. That's where your cut ends are. Pull down so you can get a nice tight grip, pinch and twist. Open up, and there's your little bundle. I've started to attach my bundles to my wreath form, and I'm really happy with the look. It's giving me the exact look that I had in my mind. It's nice and textured, but it still has that kind of smooth look to it. Now, I've been adding about 5 bundles so far. I did 5 across the bottom, and then here on the second one I attached one on either of the 2 areas where the bars meet, and then I added 3 more in the middle, and now I'm starting to work on this next section. And I really like that. What I'm finding is if I'm attaching it first to the outer areas here and then filling in, it gives me a better idea of exactly how many bundles I need because these bundles are rather large. And then to attach them, it's very easy. You just take your pipe cleaners and you attach them to the area that you want. Now here where the bar meets, I'm wrapping it around one of the bars to make sure that this bundle doesn't slide anywhere, because I want to make sure it stays there. Give a couple twists, and then I pull my pipe cleaners together, and these are kind of long because I'm only attaching it to one bar, so I'm going to trim those. And then I like to take those ends and I push them forward. This keeps the back of your wreath looking clean, and it also makes sure that you don't have anything sharp back there to scratch the door. Okay, so I have one here. Now I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. And then when you turn it over, you can kind of see. So for this next bar, I have one on either end and one in the middle, and I can definitely tell I need at least one more on either side. That'll give me, again, 5 on that row. So it looks like about 5 bundles is good per row. So I'm going to continue to attach my bundles until I get my wreath base finished, and then we'll come back and start to decorate. I have my wreath form completely covered. It's nice and dense. I'm very happy with that. And here on the back you can see where I attached it. Now it took 5, 5, 7, 7, 5, 4, and 3 bundles. So not too bad. I used about a roll and a half. I do have about half a roll left over, which is good. And let's see, this is just about 23 inches in length and about 18 inches wide. So this is a nice size wreath. Now to decorate this, I want to add some florals, and I have one stem of the large sunflowers here. Now I picked this one up at Walmart, and I'm going to be using, I'm thinking 2, maybe 3 of the blooms. I don't know if, I think I'm kind of feeling 2, maybe 3. And then I also have some of their leaves. And then to help accent those flowers, I pulled out, I have 2 stems here of some baby's breath. Now the baby's breath I got off of Amazon. And then I also pulled out 1 stem of wildflowers that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And they're these little pink ones. I just pulled the heads off of 1 stem to kind of mix in. And I think that's going to be good, but if I feel like I still need a little bit of greenery, I also pulled out some lamb's ear, but I really don't think I'm going to use that. Now you just want to play with your placement here with your larger blooms. I'm still kind of going back and forth whether I want to do maybe just 2 blooms or if I want to do 3. Okay, so I want to do a little floral arrangement here. Up at the top I'm planning on putting my bow, and then here in this vacant space is where I'm going to put my bee. And now to get my florals on, once you figure out your placement, okay, I like that. Go ahead and use some hot glue and get those glued down. Just add some to the stem and a little bit around the base there so you can get good contact with the mesh. Now I always like to start with my largest blooms. Then I kind of fill in my greenery and then my smaller blooms, and that seems to work the best for me. I know everybody has their own way of going about it, but this way I make sure that I get my larger blooms placed properly, and then I can kind of fill in around those. Now the leaves, when I pulled them off, they come two together like this. Now I want both of them to kind of face up. So I'm going to twist that and then kind of pull them together. And I'm going to add just a drop of hot glue here on the leaves so that they'll stay that way. And then just determine where you want to place them. I have, let's see, looks like 3 pairs. So 1 per flower there. Once you find where you like them, go ahead and glue those in as well. With my baby's breath, I'm going to cut it into 3 individual pieces. Okay, now I'm going to go in and add in my individual pieces. I did have 2 full stems. That gives me 6 pieces to work with. The last floral I'm going to add are these pretty little wildflowers. And I'm going to do the same thing, just add a little bit of glue and tuck it in around the large sunflowers to help fill in. Oh, I absolutely love that. I think that is so sweet, bright, and cheery. Now I'm really happy with everything, but I do feel that it needs just a little bit more greenery, and I'm not feeling the lamb's ear anymore, so I kind of pulled out a branch of boxwood that I picked up at Walmart, and now I'm just going to cut it into smaller pieces, each of the branches. So it has a top piece that has 3, and then a bottom piece that has 2. So I'm just going to cut a couple of those pieces and then fill them in on the wreath. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. So one of the embellishments that I'm going to be using on our wreath today is this really pretty tin bee that I found at Dollar Tree. Now this is one of their garden stakes, and this was really easy to remove. I just kind of pressed on either side and lifted, and the bar popped right off. If it doesn't want to pop right off, you can always use a heavy-duty pair of wire cutters and cut it off. Now to be able to get this to attach to our wreath, we're going to be using a mounting pad, and these are also called cable mounts. You can find these at any hardware store like Lowe's or Home Depot. The size that I'm going to be using today, I believe these are 1 inch by 1 inch, and you get 10 count in a bag. And this is what they look like. They have an area on all 4 sides that has a hole, so you can run a cable tie, pipe cleaners, floral wire, anything like that through there to attach it. Now on the back here it does come with a sticky pad, but these do not work when you want to put your wreath outside, and they also don't work on metal. They tend to fall off. So what you want to do is you want to remove that little plastic sticky pad, and this is what it will look like once you have that pad removed. So this is one with the pad, and then what it looks like once it's removed. And then we are going to be gluing this down onto the back of our bee. That's what's going to help us attach it to the wreath. And I'm going to do that with a mixture of the Fix-All adhesive that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. You can also use E6000 and hot glue. The hot glue is going to help it adhere right away until the Fix-All, which takes like 24 to 48 hours to fully set up, is able to do that. Once this fully sets up, this will be weather resistant, and if this wreath goes outside, I don't have to worry about my bee falling off. I just added a little bit more hot glue to the very center there where the hole is. And now I'm going to set this aside. I want to let this set up as much as possible before I try to attach it to my wreath. Now let's get our bee on. You'll need a full-length pipe cleaner. Just feed it through the holes there on your mount. Pull it together and give a twist. And then you just take your pipe cleaners and you feed it down through the mesh when you find your placement, and you attach it to one of the wire frames there in the back. Let's make our bow. You're going to need 2 full-length pipe cleaners. I'm going to be using my Easy Bow Maker. This helps me hold everything. I do have arthritis in my hands, so when I make a nice sized bow like this, I need some help. Now these are the 2 ribbons that I'm going to be using in my bow today. Both of them I picked up from craftoutlet.com. This one is really good ribbon. And let's see. It's 2.5 inches at 10 yards. Wired ribbon, yellow, white, black. Bumblebee block pattern is what it's called. And then this one is 1.5 inch by 10 yards. There is an item number here. I will insert a photo here of both of these so you can look them up. I'm going to start here with the 2.5 inch ribbon. And let's see, I don't want my tails too long, so I'm just going to do them at 8 inches. I'm going to pinch and twist as I come through. Now on your tails, the nice side of the ribbon should be facing up, but once you start to make your loops, when you come through you need to twist because the nice side should be facing down. And with this ribbon, I'm going to be measuring my loops at, let's see, about 4 inches, and I'm going to make 2 loops on either side. And now I'm going to move to my 1.5 inch ribbon. Again, I'm going to measure my tails at 8 inches, pinch and twist. Now with this ribbon, I'm going to measure my loops again at 4 inches, but I'm going to do 3 loops on either side. I'm going to cut a piece at about 6 inches. I want this for my center loop. I'm just going to fold it together and then place it down inside. You need at least a 1/2 inch over on the other side so that it stays. Once you open that center piece, you won't be able to see the little leftover piece here on the side. Take your full length pipe cleaner, put it underneath one side till you come up next to the dowel rods. Pull it up evenly. Push your ribbon down and then pinch and pull out. This will help keep it nice and stacked. Then you want to wrap your pipe cleaner around to the back. Hands don't quite want to work for me today. There we go. So pull nice and tight, wrap it around to the back. And give a good twist. Now that's not going to be long enough for me to attach it to my wreath, so this is where the second pipe cleaner comes in. Just lay it down in between, give a twist or two. And then I take that pipe cleaner, I take a short one and wrap it around one of the long ones, and then I do the same thing on the other side. This makes it nice and secure together, and then you have plenty of pipe cleaner to attach it to your wreath. Okay, so now just go in and open up all your loops. This is really nice ribbon. Stays exactly where you put it. How lovely. Now if you need to do any adjusting, say the loop doesn't want to lay right, you want to go right down to where it comes out and do the adjusting there if you need to twist it or whatever for it to lay right. Now I always like to trim my tails once I get it on my wreath. I have a better judgment as to how long or how short I want them. Sometimes I think I want them long and then I get them on the wreath and I'm like, nope, that doesn't look right, let's cut those. So I never really know until I get it on there. Okay, so that's approximately what your bow should look like. I'm going to get this attached to my wreath and finish fluffing out my bow, trim my tails, and then I'll come back with the finished product. Oh my goodness, look at that gorgeous wreath. Oh, I'm so happy with the end result. It came out exactly how I had envisioned in my head. Well, I really do like this new Beehive wreath form that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. I think it makes an absolutely gorgeous wreath. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and show me some love in the comments. This really does help support my channel. It lets YouTube know that I have content that's worth watching, and then they share it with more people and my channel grows. If you enjoy hauls and craft tutorials, please check out these other videos. Thanks again for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.